I'm building an elite lineup, and anyone who says otherwise is a clown. We're gonna unbox some players for week 8. I get just a blind resume compiled by my esteemed colleagues based on nothing but statistical facts on these players, and then I pick them based on whether they're worth their cost in daily fantasy, and for the fun of it, I unbox them. Let's just get right into it. First up, our quarterbacks. 1, 2, 3. Quarterback number 1, tied for the league lead in touchdown passes. For you at home there, that's a good thing. And their opponent is allowing over 30 points per game, so good player in a smash spot. Quarterback number 2, average depth of throw is over 10 yards down the field. That's chucking it down the field. We got a couple studs here that are in good spots, so you like to see it. Quarterback number 3. They had their best fantasy performance of the season last week, and their opponent is allowing over 30 points per game. Okay, they're trying to trick me with this, but I think I know that this quarterback is Ryan Tannehill, facing the damn Tampa Bay Buccaneers, who suck on defense. All that blitzing that they're doing is getting them to allow the most passing yards in the NFL. So you know what? I don't care about these expensive players. Don't give me your studs. Give me this dust ball here, quarterback number 3. I think it's Ryan Tannehill. Let's find out if I'm right. Oh, I have to open the box. That's a good idea. See, I'm so smart. It was Ryan Tannehill. I love the matchup this week. Look, Ryan Tannehill last week didn't look terrible, which is nice to see. He was throwing the ball downfield. He took off running 4 times. There was one kneel down at the end. That's where that 5 comes from. So don't at me about the box score there, fella. I like taking this cheap quarterback here. This is going to allow me to spend up at the other spots in my lineup. Let's keep moving. Running back 1, 3, 2. Running back number 1. $30 in Yahoo Daily Fantasy, has scored in 5 out of 7 games, and they're averaging over 5 receptions the last 4 weeks. Running back number 2, on the cheaper side, $19 in Yahoo Daily Fantasy, is averaging 9 targets over the last 3 games. Holy shit, that's a lot. It's the little box. I don't like the little box, but I am very tempted to unbox it here. Running back number 3 has back-to-back 100-plus yard games, and their opponent is top 3 in rushing yards allowed. You look at this $19 box. 7 touchdowns this season, 9 targets over the past 3 games. I'm gonna do it. Let's go. Okay, all right. Not totally banged. Austin Eckler, I like it. The Chargers need to do us all a favor and use Austin Eckler more, okay? This is the type of back that wins in the NFL today. All right, running back number 1, 2, damn it, 3. Running back number 1 is $29. They only have 2 touchdowns this season, but their opponent is allowing over 140 yards over the past 3 weeks. That sounds pretty unappealing, to be honest, and it's in the small box, so I don't want to pick it anyways. Running back number 2, $20 in daily fantasy. They have 6 rushing touchdowns this season, and their opponent allows 154 rushing yards per game. Okay, this one is much more appealing than this expensive one. Running back number 3, they have not scored in 3 straight games, so maybe they could be due for a little positive regression here. None of these resumes really grab me. To be honest, I was really hoping the one that I stabbed would be the one that I picked, but I don't think I'm gonna pick this. Let me just go ahead and, oh God, this is a really hard choice. I'm gonna go with the $29 one. I'm gonna pick the small box again. Yeah, I knew this was gonna kind of be a trap, but it is Le'Veon Bell. I mean, it's a much better spot this week for the Jets than it was against the damn Patriots last week, right? I think this could be a pretty solid bounce back spot for Le'Veon Bell. It doesn't feel great, right? One of the things you can always tell yourself in fantasy football to make yourself feel better, and this is usually true, is it could be worse. I feel like I came with some mixed emotion with these running back picks, but now, the position I love the most, we're moving on to wide receivers. We are going with wide receiver 2, 1, 3. Box number 1 for wide receivers. Best out of 69 nice qualified NFL wide receivers. Has averaged 10.9 yards per target since the 2017 season. That's the best of 69 nice qualified wide receivers. I was making so many 69 jokes, I actually don't even have a real opinion about any of those numbers. Box number 2, $23. I'm a 5-year-old. $23 in Yahoo Daily Fantasy, has attracted less than 6 targets in just 2 games this season, and their opponent has allowed the most receiving yards, most receiving yards to wide receivers this season. Wide receiver 3 has 1 multi-touchdown game this year, and their opponent has allowed the 8th most receiving yards to wide receivers this season. Okay, come closer. Let me let you in on my secret. I think this box is John Brown. John Brown is one of my favorite wide receivers in the NFL. If he's $23 against the goddamn Eagles secondary, I'm taking that all day long. So we're going to take the risk that that's who this is. And if it's not, I'm going to be pissed. You know, allowing the most yards to wide receivers, I think that's the Eagles. I'm pretty sure that's the Eagles. And that's who they're playing this week. So let's go. Let's find out. Ha! I'm so smart. John Brown. Just like I said, I am a huge John Brown fan. I think he's always been one of the most underrated wide receivers in the NFL. And this year, he's having a #1 wide receiver type season with the Buffalo Bills. And now he's taking all those air yards, 34% of the team air yards he's got right now. He's taking all that to go work against the Eagles secondary. You've seen the Eagles. They're like basically unwatchable this year in the back end on defense. Give me a break. Now, after writing that beautiful feeling, we move on to the next group of wide receivers. 1, 2, 3. See, I'm feeling so good, I'm not even trying to trick you with the box order. What a generous guy. Wide receiver number 1, $26 in Yahoo Daily Fantasy, has been targeted 6 times in the red zone since week 4, and their opponent is allowing 10 receiving touchdowns to wide receivers this season. That is pretty tempting. Wide receiver number 2, $23 in Yahoo Daily Fantasy, has 5 receiving touchdowns this year, has scored double-digit fantasy points in every game but 1 so far. Lastly, wide receiver number 3, $18 in Yahoo Daily Fantasy, is averaging 6.3 targets per game this year. Their opponent has allowed just 4 receiving touchdowns to wide receivers this year. So guy makes a lot of touchdowns, defense stops a lot of touchdowns. A little give and take there. To be honest, I really like this one. I think I'm gonna go most expensive here. Let's pay up. $26, targeted 6 times in the red zone. 6 times in the red zone. You gotta love it. All right. Oh, hell yeah. This segment is, of course I'm picking good wide receivers, right? Like John Brown, Tyler Lockett, it can't get any better than that. Tyler Lockett can do no wrong. Even if he doesn't want to have sex, that's fine. It's good for him. He's sticking by his gumption, you know? But I think there's gonna be a lot of sexual explosions in lineups that have Tyler Lockett this week because he's going against the Falcons, people. The Falcons suck. That's my hashtag analysis. Sexual explosions, Tyler Lockett crushing it against the Falcons. I'm so excited that I've lost my way on this segment, so we'll see if I still have a job after this unboxing. But I will have 2 good wide receivers in my lineup this week. Now we finish with the most unfortunate, least inspiring position, the tight end. We've got tight end 2, 3, 1. Tight end number 1 has 27 catches since week 4 of this year, has 349 receiving yards since week 4 of 2019. That is the most. Both of those are the most among NFL tight ends. Now, tight end number 2, $17 in Yahoo Daily Fantasy, has been targeted 10 times in the 4th quarter since week 4. I don't really care about that. Their opposing defense, though, is middle of the pack in receiving yards allowed to tight end. Why you say middle of the pack? I don't know what middle of the pack means. That doesn't help me very much. Tight end 3 has 1 100-yard receiving game this year, and their opponent has allowed 3 receiving touchdowns to tight ends in the red zone since week 16 of last year. So theoretically, I don't know. I'm not picking some. I can guarantee you whoever's in this $12 box is probably a complete dust ball over here. So I'm not going to do that. I didn't really spend huge in any position, so I feel like I can go with the $25 tight end and feel pretty good about it. I'll have to maybe take a value defense to work everything out, but I think it's going to be fine. I think you just got to go with the stud. All right, I like this a lot. Austin Hooper has been awesome this year, right? He's been
really surprising how good he's been in fantasy. Seahawks have been pretty good at defending tight ends, sure, but like also, you know, Austin Hooper runs the most routes among any tight end so far this year, so he's been getting a ton of volume. He's been running a lot of pass routes, like I said, and also extra bonus considering the fact that I have Tyler Lockett as one of my wide receivers, and if this game gets high scoring, if these two defenses just let up a lot of offensive production, you know, they're going to be going back and forth. Lockett is the lead route runner for the Seahawks. Hooper, one of the lead route runners for the Falcons. A little correlation play there, so I really like this pick a lot. My lineup this week, I got to admit, I'm feeling really, really good about it, but remember, I was feeling really good about my lineup last week, and Jared Cook and David Johnson threw me a quick right hook to the face. However, I've got Ryan Tannehill at quarterback, Le'Veon Bell and Austin Eckler at running back. Could be better, but could be worse. But a really good wide receiver tandem in Tyler Lockett and John Brown, two of my sons, two of my most coveted boys at the wide receiver position, and Austin Hooper at tight end. I mean, you can't go wrong with the volume that he's getting. So overall, I feel like the, let's just call them minions who put together the blind resume this week, I feel like they tried to trick me. I feel like they tried to come get in my head, and they didn't, because the lineup rocks. It's going to score a lot of points. I would use it everywhere if I was you. So what you need to do right now is go yahoo.com/dailyfantasy, sign up to play a contest today, throw your lineup around, and oh, look, if it's better than mine, tweet at me, and I'll be happy to admit that you are much smarter than I am, but also remember, I did literally pull these players out of a box, so please keep that in mind.